What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video. I'm re-recording this and I had some audio issues. Video got cut. Decided we'll just scrap it and retry this. Welcome to a different form of video here on my channel. Today we're going to be talking about consoles and their state of affairs in their market space comparative to PCs. To begin, I want to talk about everything that's been going on here in North America, specifically here in the United States of America. Political biases aside, there are a lot of things going on here that have been affecting market terms, primarily tariffs and other things. Because of these reasonings, consoles are getting more expensive, but also they've been going up in price anyways. But also, it's just getting tougher and tougher for me to want and to warrant buying a new console in today's day and age, especially here in 2025. Now, I recently picked up a Xbox Series X last year in December, and I just bought a new PC earlier this year in May. Between the two, there are positives and negatives, and we're going to go over that. So, let's just begin and talk. So, going back over the main goal, is a console worth buying in 2025 over a PC? Because I just feel that maybe it's not worth it anymore. Maybe there's something better out there that you can go ahead and spend your money on, much like a computer, to play all your games. Or maybe another opportunity is just to go back and play your 360s, play your PS3s, go back to your 4s, your 1s, something. But we're going to go over their biggest things right now. So, the Xbox Series X, the main disc model, is sitting at around $600. I think it's actually at $650. I forgot to take a look earlier today, but I think it was actually at $650, which is an insane amount of money for a console. On the other side of the field, a PlayStation 5 disc version is a $550 for these brand new consoles. And as everybody knows, a Nintendo Switch 2 is sitting at around $500 just for the Switch 2 console. Now, I talk about this because the Switch 2 and the Xbox and the PlayStations, these consoles, well, besides actually the Nintendo Switch 2, but these consoles have been out for quite some time, right? And there's been talks recently about the new Xbox and the new PlayStation, what's going to happen with the new generation of gaming. And we're looking at exorbitant prices and all that good stuff. But maybe not good, but overall, just really struggling to find where consumers are in the market right now. And we're seeing issues, we're seeing problems here and there. Are people buying consoles right now? Are people not buying consoles right now? I mean, I'm seeing people buy Nintendo Switch 2s often, but I'm not seeing as many people buying those PlayStations, those Xboxes. People are waiting for those prices to go back down, or they're going to be buying some used consoles because why would you want to spend market price in this time right now? With that being said, we're going to go over their individual aspects between consoles and PCs. And on top of that, I want to specifically talk about the disc versions of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. Really, only those two models. Their digital versions suck more. And I don't believe they play a fair role in this competition between consoles and PCs, only because the added benefits that you get with the disk drive you do not receive with those digital variants. And the PS5 Pro, in my opinion, is also just useless and garbage. So I'm not even going to discuss about that either. So let's begin talking about this topic. Why do people buy a console right? That's the first thing we should be talking about. Why are people buying consoles? People are buying consoles because they are plug in and go. You literally buy the system from your local store, whether it be a Walmart, a Target, GameStop, wherever. You're buying the console, you're taking it home, you're plugging it into the wall, you're plugging it into the HDMI cord, you're pressing that power button, and it's loaded up on your TV. That's literally all you have to do. There's no setup involved, there's no processing. It's literally the easiest thing in the world. Now, on newer consoles, once again, the Series X and the PS5, you have to do all the sign ins, the console updates, all that stuff nowadays. But even still, you have the opportunity of way more things to do right out the gate. And it's a really easy setup. You know it's going to work. If it doesn't work, you can return parts easily. You can, or return the consoles easily, or you can get replacements. If they fail in that warranty period, you can easily just request for a new one or request it to get it fixed. And generally, you're going to receive that fixed console. Makes life so easy. However, on the PC side of things, you can buy pre-builts, but even still, they do come with a little bit of setups. Sorry, sometimes. And you can build your own computers, but some people do have issues with that. And some people just don't take the time. Many people love just being able to pick up a controller, turn on their Xbox, turn on their TV, play a game for a little bit, go sit down, do whatever, and then be done for the day. Right? Really easy, really simple. A computer, there's a lot more stuff involved, a lot more things to do in between. But in my opinion, overall, when it comes to that ease of access use, PCs have a bit of a tough time getting started. But I believe that consoles are fine in their own aspects. Now, the footage of which you are seeing is captured on my PC, but I'm playing on my Xbox Series X. I do not own Call of Duty on PC, sadly. I wish I did. I'd play keyboard and mouse more often, but I don't. That's besides the point. Next, we're going to talk about games. The games between the two consoles and between PC is big, but not as big anymore. We've seen in recent times that Xbox and PlayStation don't seem to really care about exclusive games all too much anymore. I mean, we're seeing Spider-Man release on PC. We're seeing Halo release on PC. Other Xbox exclusive games releasing on other platforms. We're no longer seeing exclusive titles to warrant you needing to buy a console for a specific franchise. Is that good? Mostly. Is it bad? I wouldn't really say so either. Companies are doing this because they know they're going to make money no matter what on this. They don't. It doesn't cost them any extra money to put their games on a different platform, and it allows them to have another market stream because they know that there's going to be people who aren't going to buy their consoles at all anyways. So why not just let them have the game so that way then they can get money from people buying the game, right? That's just the easy way of doing it. That's just business. That's just marketing. Simple and easy. Now, the reason why I say digital has a disadvantage comparative to the physical games is because these consoles feature backwards compatibility. So you're already able to play most of your PS4 games, PS5 games on your Xbox Series X, all of your all your PS4 games on your PS5, right? Easy and simple. However, on the other hand of things, um, digital versions, you have to buy these games digitally in order to do that, which not everybody can. As well as that, you also have to download all of your games, which you already have to do, but I mean, you have to download every single one of them, and you have to, once again, buy these games if you don't already own them digitally. The other thing, too, is buying pre owned games is very handy. You can't do that with a digital console. You can't buy pre owned games. Generally, if you're buying games that are digital, generally you're going to be spending the full market price because they don't see a reason to discount it, which doesn't help you out either. So being able to play pre-owned games is really nice. And you're going to get a discount on it. You're not going to be spending as much money on your games. That's really handy. That's really simple. And yeah. However, on the PC side, I do want to mention that you have way more places to download games from. We're talking Steam client, we're talking Epic Games client, we're talking Ubisoft Connect, GOG Games, Blizzard Activision's, We were talking so many different avenues of where to download games. You can download games online too. You don't even have to download games from a trusted space. You could download games from anywhere on your computer. And that's crazy. That's really cool. You have a wide variety of games to play. And you're given that with free reign, right? My next complaint talking about games is talking about storage. You're spending $500-$600 for these brand new consoles, and you're only getting a terabyte of internal storage. And to upgrade that internal storage is very expensive. It's about $140 to just get a single terabyte of external storage for your PS5 or for your Xbox One. It is insane. And you may be going to yourself, why would I need to do that when before you could just use a USB hard drive? Well, PlayStation and Xbox both require their specific ones because they want to make sure that you get those faster booting times in your games. So you are basically buying new SSDs for your consoles. That is expensive. And they're specific, so they're more expensive. And you can still use hard drives, at least I know for sure you can on Xbox. However, on Xbox, you can only play Xbox One and Xbox 360 and original Xbox titles on those hard drives. You cannot play Xbox Series SX optimized versions of games off of your hard drive. Only the older versions of only the older games, which is kind of annoying because terabyte to me is not a lot of storage, especially when I got like 3 Call of Duty games installed, a whole bunch of, other games installed, and terabyte goes by quickly in the modern gaming age. And that is just not fair. That's just not enough storage space. And I believe these companies know that. They want you to buy more storage space or to spend more time downloading, which is just annoying. Um, the next thing about it is now we're talking about PC where expanding storage is cheap. It's not as expensive. You have so many different options of upgrading storage. We're talking SSDs, M.2s, regular hard drives. You can get small form factor hard drives. You can buy external hard drives. All of them are going to come with different speeds, different sizes, all sorts of different things. But I mean, just for a basic regular hard drive, 2 terabytes, you're looking at spending around $80 on that. Comparative to an SSD, that's about, for 2 terabytes, you're looking about like $120, $140. You're getting that better deal with the hard drive. Even if it's a little bit slower, you're still getting 2 terabytes of storage for that $80 mark. And that's not bad considering what you're looking at, once again, on your console parts. And it's not hard to install new hard drives into your computer. It does require you to open them up, plug in some new cables, but really it's not the worst thing in the world. And yeah. Next thing I want to talk about is going to be the difference between buying a console and buying a PC. Because like I said, I've already gone over the prices of the consoles. What can you get for the same price with a computer? Well, with a computer, you can spend around $500 to around $650 for a mid-tier gaming computer, and I would think you're gonna get a really good result, no matter what. There's loads of videos online that I talked about, building $500 PCs. You can build a PC for $600. They usually give you some extra options, being like, if you want to spend a little bit more, here's a better, maybe a better graphics card, here's a better SSD or a better CPU, whatever you want. That's your decision of what you're willing to spend. And maybe you wait a little bit longer and you do spend the money on like $1,000 computer. Over that console part. Online game services is the next thing I want to discuss. When it comes to Xbox and PlayStation, you need to pay for online services for most games. I know some games you don't have to. Like I know Fortnite is usually free, so you don't need PSM or Xbox Game Pass Core, as they call it now, to play online. But there are a lot of games where you do need at least Game Pass Core or PSN in order to play your games online, which I don't think is fair. You're paying for these games, and yet the thing that's holding you back is the console itself. Why? If you play on Steam, if you play your games off of Epic Game Store, you don't pay anything. You can just load up the game for free and play online with no issue. And that's another big thing talking about PCs is there are no extra fees for playing online. There's nothing bigger behind these paywalls. And that to me is just better. I want to end off this thing with just a couple extra things that I want to talk about. Number one, consoles suck because they are tied to what their creators want them to do. They're not going to let you fiddle around with things. They're not going to let you mess things up. They're not going to let you do anything. They're very privacy compound. They're very secure. Overall, they're just not my cup of tea. On the other hand, though, when we're looking at um our PCs. Your PCs are going to be very secure, but you're able to do a whole lot more with them. You're able to mod games, you're able to change things about your computer, how it operates. You have a wide variety of tools at your disposal to be able to do what you want, not what some big tech corp wants you to do. If you don't want Windows installed, get rid of Windows. Install Linux. Install something else. If you want to, just disable a bunch of stuff, you can just disable a bunch of stuff. Do what you want to do to make you happy is basically what you can do. And that to me is just better than any other thing I can think of. Another thing I want to talk about, this will actually be the last point, is PC handhelds. If you are looking for something like I was, not only did I want something for traveling, I wanted something because my current computer at the time wasn't that strong. I had a Radeon 460 graphics card with like a really low gen Intel core processor. I think it was an i5 something with I think 16 gigabytes or 32 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. It was okay, but it didn't have the oomph that it needed. I bought a Steam Deck. Now, back when they were available, I bought a 64 gigabyte model for around $400. About a year later, I upgraded it to a 2 terabyte. I just switched out the SSD. It took me like half an hour to do. It's awesome. I have 2 terabytes storage on my Steam Deck. It's crazy. And it's one of the coolest things ever. Like I said, I bring it with me on vacation. It's nice to be able to play all my different games with me on the go. It's just a fun time. If you want to pick yourself up a Steam Deck, an ROG Ally, an Asus, whatever theirs is, Asus has one. Go for it. Look into it just a little bit more. Decide which one you want. Go for it. Genuinely speaking, if you want it over a gaming computer, if you're saying like, man, I'd rather just chill on my couch, play it like a Nintendo Switch, but play your PC games, go for it. I fully recommend that over a lot of different things. Because in most instances, you're getting a Windows experience or you're getting the Linux experience. It's not console bound, it's a full Windows machine. If you're talking about the Asus or the ROG Ally, it's incredible. And if you have a Steam Deck, you can install Windows 10. It's a bit of a process, but you can do it. It is possible. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is all my opinion. I don't want this to change your opinion. If you believe that, you just want to plug in your console, you just want to play it on your TV, do whatever, I fully understand it 100%. I just hope that you now understand a little bit more as to why a lot of people enjoy PC gaming over console gaming. And that's just about all you can do. So, Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy this content, go ahead and click the like button and tell me in the comments that you want to see more of this type of commentary video. I do want to do more. I want to do one next on Call of Duty 6 versus Call of Duty Black Ops 7 and just go over that sort of thing. If you want to follow me anywhere else, you can watch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/C0OLKIT7. And that's really about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.